For more on how the pandemic has affected the way students are learning, let's go to James Sung in Shenzhen. He's the Chief Strategist with Zocus Strategic Marketing. Good to see you again, James.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So students in China returned to the classrooms back in September. What kind of measures are in place still to keep them all safe?
Well, there's so many measures, but there's really a sense of normalcy already on all the campuses because uh, everyone is acting the same almost in terms of being in the classroom. But in order to get into the school, there's a variety of measures that are in place. Now, there's a lot of schools have installed turnstiles. In order to get into campus, there's a variety of ways, either by facial recognition and temperature checks. And, of course, masks are required now. There's so many different types of tools that are being used, including this UV robot that we just heard about.
Right.
And also, there are new regulations in place where, we just had the Spring Festival, but students were actually not allowed to go back to their hometowns in a lot of the key cities. And this is to prevent cross-contamination. And the schools are very, very strict in terms of keeping track of all the students. And I think this is why China's infection rate is so low right now.
I mean, James, virtual learning was such a big part of the Chinese curriculum in the early part of the pandemic. How effective was it? And do you see that being incorporated now and in the future?
Yeah, it's really opened a lot of possibilities. I mean, even for me, and not just for the elementary, high school students. There's so many classes from all over the world that were actually only available in person, but since all of them have moved online, it's really given me a lot of opportunities to learn more. And I think definitely distance learning is here to stay. I took a wine course the other day, also online, and previously this was offered only in Napa Valley. And I know a lot of the college students, high school students are taking a lot of classes virtually as well. And I think this is a good thing.
Right. How did you do your wine tasting?
Oh, it was well, we all had our bottles, but it's learning about a lot of the aromas and stuff. So it still works.
Right. James, at the tertiary level, China is the world's third biggest destination for foreign students, but the strict measures in place mean they haven't been able to enter the country. Any long-term impact for this, you think?
Well, certainly. I think we need to measure this, because we do need to open the borders up more, but at the same time we need to keep the students safe. So I think this is a tough decision.
Of course. I mean, like safety is always first, right? And what about Chinese students who are meant to study abroad? What's the trend? Are they deferring that for now, or are they turning to domestic universities, or are they just doing distance learning as we just talked about?
Well, I think originally a lot of these students were offered distance learning opportunities, but when they look at the price tag, because there's no discount when they're doing the distance learning. So I think a lot of these students now are opting to stay within China, and China's education system is getting better and better every single day, and there's so many opportunities in China alone. So I don't see any reason for them to need to do distance learning.
And there you go. James Sung there, Chief Strategist with Zocus Strategic Marketing. Always good to speak with you.